on tonight. Just gonna get my, hold on.
You're on, sweetheart.
Okay, there we go. All right, I was seeing someone else's picture. Well, yay. Well, I'm Krista Horst, and I'm super excited to be with you all tonight. Gina asked me to share. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. Gina, do you have the slideshow up? There we go. Okay. There we go. So this is me. I lost 38 pounds on this program in just under 4 months, and I've kept it off now. Are y'all ready for this? Almost 3 years. Yes. Like I remember thinking I will never be able to lose the weight and then thinking I could never keep it off. And I'm here to tell you, not only can you get to your dream weight, not even, this wasn't even my goal. This was my dream, never thought I could be weight. But I've been able to keep it off for 3 years. And it's been an incredible journey. And what I want to talk about tonight is, if you see the headline there, fail to plan, plan to, and I think that that's really, just want to share tips to be successful. It just takes a little bit of planning and preparation to really get the most out of this. And I think that's what y'all, I know I needed, and I'm so thankful for the mentorship and these calls that I participated in and still do, to be successfis So we can switch to the next slide. This just made me chuckle when I was putting this together. This is something that has been a visual that has stuck with me from the very beginning. I'm working with my 8-year-old son. I'm homeschooling him now. And this is how every sentence he writes looks, because he hasn't quite mastered the planning and preparation of what that's going to look like on the, and we can do better. So we're going to learn, we're going to talk tonight about planning and getting prepared to be successful. So the next slide, and a couple of these quotes really stuck with me in my health journey. Success and journey in life. Success leaves clues. Figure out what someone who was successful did and model it. Learn their steps. They have knowledge. That's Tony Robbins. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. That's Benjamin Franklin. And then I don't know where I heard this or if I make it up, but if you want the success someone else has, do what they do. And that is what I tell my clients. That is, my coach did that for me. And it's been an amazing journey. And I just followed what she did. And part of that was she told me to get on these calls. She told me to do these things. And I just was like, I wanted this she had. So I just did what she did. Next slide. And these are some of my friends and clients, and aren't those photos amazing? Their transformation has been inspiring. They're Meredith and Matt Dunkel, and they have lost over 150 pounds between them and kept it off now over a year. Matt just celebrated his 1-year anniversary, I think, this week. And they are super inspiring and an adorable couple. And I wanted them to share some of the tips that they found through their journey, because they've rocked it. And I wanted them to share a couple of tips with you all tonight. So let's see if we can find them to take them off. There they are. Okay, you guys are ready?
Hi. Oh my gosh, those before photos, you almost forget, right? Yeah, I'm Meredith, and this is my husband.
I'm Matt.
Yeah, Dunkel, and we've been doing this program. I started 2 years ago. I just hit my 2-year anniversary from starting September 10th, I believe. Mm-hmm. And together we lost
over 150 pounds, 155 pounds to be exact.
Oh my gosh, life-changing, to say the least. I mean, a lifelong journey. I think for both of us, we come from families that are on the bigger side, have a lot of health issues, and it's scary watching our parents and the walk that they've done, and trying to not be like that for our kids. But for me, I was watching Krista. I worked with you, Krista, like 2000 to 2004-ish, I would say. And then we were Facebook friends, and I kept watching her journey, and I'm like, oh, is this for real? And I stalked, and I tried to search and tried to figure out what she was doing. And then I texted an old coworker, and I said, is this like the real deal? And my friend goes, listen, I know her. And I know her coach, Stephanie, and they would only do the real deal. So if you want to do something, she's the person to reach out to. So I reached out, and then I probably ghosted, and then I did it like a year later. And probably about 20 pounds more from when I initially reached out. So clearly whatever I was doing was not working. So yeah, I gained so much from doing Optavia. I learned so many things, and I actually weighed less than I did since I was maybe 9 or 10 years old. That's how long of a struggle this has been. But I called her when we finally did our health assessment. It was the Friday of Labor Day weekend, and I signed up, and you were packing the car.
Yeah.
And we got in the car and went on a road trip with our friends to Northern Arizona, to like one of the most beautiful places, Antelope Canyon. And I've never felt worse or more unhealthy or sausagey or just so bad about myself than that weekend. And I'm so lucky because I have the most amazing before photos from that trip. And I used to hate looking at them. And now I just look at them and I realize how far we've come. Thanks to you, Krista. Oh my gosh. I mean, to think like how nervous you are when you're gonna like reach out and should I do this? And it's so fear-based. And let me tell you, when you fight the fear, the most amazing things happen. And so, and through all this time, my company was being sold. And so I didn't know if I was going to have a job. And so that was an extra stress. And I hear from a lot of people, like my sister's been doing the program. She's like, I'm so stressed. And this was the only thing that I had control over while this was all happening, not knowing if we were going to have jobs or not. And it kept me focused on something besides all that worry. And so Optavia has been so much for us. It's changed everything. It's changed things that we've decided to do. Like we're fostering, we're about to adopt a little boy. And we made a lot of changes. Now, the best part of it is Krista's like, don't try to force your husband. So I'm like, I got to get him to do something. Like his before photos are starting to look like mine. She's like, don't do it. Just wait. And so I waited and he'd side-eye me as I'm like stirring my brownie. And, you know, he'd be watching like, And then about 4 months in, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know. I know it was like February.
It's 4 months and you were 35 pounds down. So I know.
And finally, I think you're like, I'm not going to like take this anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to take it now though. So, but I mean, that's what happened. She looked like she was having fun.
Yeah.
So we had done other things and we didn't have fun doing it.
No.
So she was having all this fun without me and I didn't like that. So, you know, I joined with her and little did I know that 30 days in, I'd be 30 pounds lighter. And then also with that, my triglycerides, I went to see the doctor my 5th week on plan. My triglycerides are over 300 with medication. They're supposed to be 150 or less. And when I saw my doctor, they were 65. And they've been between 65 and 75 ever since, no medication, just Optavia.
Better than mine.
And healthy habits.
Again, yes.
Yeah, so,
and he lost so much so fast. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, so I proceeded to, I could not let her have all the fun. So we went on a cruise and we proceeded to, I lost 7 pounds on a cruise. She lost 3 pounds, and so 10 pounds total. And then we continued on.
Our first cruise. And so we always thought we're going to go on a cruise and we're going to hork it out.
Yeah,
and we're going to like do all these things. And we didn't.
And we did a lot of things. And we split our lean and green. So that was the key thing. And we had a blast. And we made memories that last and not memories of, oh, there's some more before pictures we took. You know, so, but aside from that, I proceeded to lose 90 pounds in 6 months. 30 days in, my wife looked at me and said, you're going to become a coach. By that time, my wife was already a coach. And so it was something where she was familiar with it enough to kind of say, you're going to go ahead and do it. And that's what helped me get not only to my 90-pound mark very quickly, because I was engaged in other people's journeys as well. I felt accountable and for myself, and I wanted to be a good example for them. And their stories motivated me. So that was a great thing.
It definitely kept us on track, and it helped us like get through the program together. And the way we live our lives is, I can't believe you could change so much in such a short period of time, but we really think about things different, you know, from reading the book, which is a great tip, but our big tips, besides reading the book, so read the book, is just have fuelings available. Like I leave for work at 4 a.m. and I swear I pack all my fuelings, and I get to work and I'm like, where's my fuelings?
On the countertop.
And And he's like packed extras in the car, or where it used to be when your kids had activities, we'd be at like running club or whatever for our daughter, and it would run so late. We were always prepared. So I think that was the biggest thing.
I keep them in the center console. I keep 4 fuelings in
Yeah.
each of the center consoles.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and then she usually never tells me they're out. And then I sit there and go,
Yeah, when you're
but
in the
we'll get
car.
into that.
Yeah.
But finally, and then the one tip that I can give you is just look at the menu ahead of time. So as things start to open up, as you start to meet people out and about, or if you start to pick things up or just have a nice meal with your friends or your family or whatever, just look at the menu ahead of time, because it reduces the tension and the buildup of feeling like you have to figure out what you need to order beforehand.
Yeah.
And then you can ask for exactly what you want. I want, the steak and chicken fajitas, no tortilla, no chips, a little bit of salsa, and pico de gallo,
salsa,
and
yeah.
and then no onions,
Yeah,
and just the bell peppers that come with it.
Yeah,
So
which has been helpful. And, I mean, even like work situations, like we have free donuts and bagels every Thursday. And I'm watching all these people who ask me, oh, I want to do the program. And they're eating, and no judgment, because I've been there, but I know exactly what it feels like now when you're sitting at the bagel and donut day and they're sneaking boxes out when no one's looking, bringing it home to their family. But I think those are like our big tips. The other thing, obviously, is coaching. I mean, it's been a huge gift. I'm really almost like, I'm super envious of you, Matt, because he's at home. He's able to be with the kids because he's coaching. And so he's able to do it all, in quarantine and everything. We haven't had to worry about, who's going to watch our kids and all that. And the best part is the constant texts we get from people that we grew up with. I'm thinking of one of my friends that I was like best friends with in first grade, and she's like down, like all of a sudden she's down like 45 pounds or something. I'm like, that was so fast. And I know that they have different things with them that they're dealing with health-wise that they couldn't get past. And for me, that is actually the best part of Optavia. I was doing all these different programs. And then the program I would do, they changed the program, and then they changed it again. And then my brain short-circuited because it didn't know what to do anymore. And so I just needed something that really was health-based and from a real doctor, and not all the gimmicks.
And a community.
So,
and that's the one thing that we leaned in on. And we use our coach day in, day
Yes,
out sometimes. And it's anytime we have a question that we can't find ourselves on Live Right, then we lean in on her and or the books.
Yeah, coaching, super purposeful. I mean, I could be in my job every day, and then I sit there and I look at those texts and I'm like,
I get the
this
text.
is, yeah.
You guys are awesome co-coaching team. Thank you so much. So just to make that clear that everyone realizes they co-coach. Meredith started coaching, but her job kind of took her away. So Matt took over for bulk of it, but Meredith and Matt both coach together. But thank you guys for those tips. You have rocked the journey. So there are 2 main tips. Well, they said like 4 or 5, which we'll touch on, but the 2 main ones they talked about, keeping fuelings prepared, keeping those handy, and then planning ahead when you're going to go out to eat. And that's super, super important. So I'm super excited for you guys. Thank you for being such inspirations to us and to me, and helping hold me accountable too. So as I said before, success leaves clues. And a couple of things that I want to share with you guys as you're on this journey is to keep it really simple. And don't overcomplicate it. I'm kind of a big picture person. I don't do well with too many details. So for me, it worked really well that I didn't overcomplicate it, because that's just not how my brain works. But keep it really simple. Try not to use hacks. They're not necessary. Dr. A did not design the program for that. Keep it simple. It leaves less room for error for you as you continue on. I don't think the brownie needs to be hacked. I think the brownie is amazing as it is. And the more ingredients we start adding, the more confusing it gets for what we've had, what we haven't had. Did I have my condiment? Did I not? Oh, but I'm having this. And it just gets a little complicated and can kick you out of fat burn. And fat burn is that sweet spot where we feel, if you're on the 5-in-1, where you're feeling really good, you're losing weight, you're getting that momentum, that motivation on the scale, in your energy, in your non-scale victories, and it keeps you going. So keep it simple, protect. The phrase I tell my clients is protect the burn. Protect it, it's worth protecting. Next tip is to drink your water. I have a drinking game. It's my health coach drinking game. When I say water, we drink. So cheers. I'm going to take a sip. And hopefully you all should have, I see a few of you in this picture and I see you're drinking water. So that's great. You should keep your water handy at all times. It literally goes with me in my house from room to room. But if you have trouble getting your water in, I want to encourage you to drink through a straw. There's a reason that McDonald's straws are so big and they go with their supersized fries, because you drink more of the soda, which is a very sugary, which then makes you want to have more salty, and then you drink more sugar and you have more salty. So then we need bigger sizes. And that's because the bigger straw makes us drink more. So if you're having trouble getting your water in, I said the word again, cheers. Drink from a straw, and then keep your bottle with you at all times. I actually keep a jug that I fill my water bottle with, and it goes everywhere. But I like one with a lid that is, I use a Yeti, but use it so it can go in my purse. My purse weighs a ton, but it goes with me everywhere. Plan for the unexpected. Unexpected means you weren't expecting it, right? So you know that unexpected things happen. We can't control so many things. And most of the time, now that we're getting out a little more, hopefully in your states you guys are as well, maybe this hasn't been a problem for you because you were home and all your feelings were right there, but now that you're getting out and about, you might catch yourself not being prepared. And Matt and Meredith talked about that. Keep extra fuelings in your car, in your purse, in your spouse's car, in your spouse's purse, in your home. Keep extra fuelings everywhere, in your children's backpack, whatever you need to do. That will keep you from getting hangry. It'll keep you from messing up and getting kind of in that spot where you're just, and I know this happens, you're just so hungry, and then someone walks by you with a piece of pizza and you're just like, oh my gosh, I need to eat something. Protect fat burn. Keep extra fuelings in your car. I think it should only happen to you once that you would get caught without fuelings. After that, you want to make sure that it never happens again. So keep extra fuelings in your car. If we can keep it from happening ever, even better. But that'll help just keep you on the timing going. And then I didn't add this on here, but set timers to your phone if you aren't already, or using the app. But setting those timers to remind yourself to eat, to keep you on schedule as close as possible. The other thing we have is order extra fuelings earlier than needed, especially right now. I mean, I ordered a book for my son today from Amazon. I'm an Amazon Prime member. It's an Amazon Prime book. It's not coming till October 9th. I'm in a little bit of a hurt there, okay? So delays with shipping are real, and we have, some product ingredient shortages. So we want to make sure that you have what you need. Order extra fuelings and plan ahead. I'm telling my clients, when you get that 7-day reminder email, go right then and edit it and then process it. Worst that happens is you have extra fuelings. That's not a problem. That's a great thing to have happen. Because the other thing, when I was on the 5-in-1, I would end at the first month it happened, I ended the month with like 7 shakes for the last 2 days. I had like 10 shakes, 7 were chocolate and 3 were vanilla. So I was supposed to just have shakes for the last 2 days, because you end up with the things that you had too much of or you didn't ever grab. So order extra fuelings, because the worst case scenario is you're prepared and you have it in case something happens next month. Also, when you're traveling, plan for an extra day or two, because don't just take, I'm going to be gone for 2 days and you take 10 fuelings. You end up you never know what can happen. Plan ahead, take extra. Always better to be safe than sorry. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Use your scale, you guys. Weigh and measure everything. It goes back to protect the burn. And if anything y'all take away from tonight, it will be protect the burn, okay? And water. But use your scale and weigh and measure everything. That little extra step will keep you in fat burn, and it'll make sure you're getting enough. What often happens when we don't weigh and measure is we don't get enough protein. And what happens is that day you feel fine. The next day is typically when you feel like ravenously hungry. My clients will come to me and they'll say, Krista, I don't know what's happened, but I'm so hungry today. And I'll say, are you eating out? Did you eat out last night? And they're like, how did you know? I didn't post that on Facebook. And I'm like, because it's really common that the day of you feel fine, it's the next day that you feel short. And I honestly would tell you that I have clients, and I'm so proud of them, that they bought a little portable scale from Amazon, and they take it with them to restaurants. And they have no shame in making sure they're getting the right amount of chicken or the right amount of shrimp. Because, if you order shrimp at a restaurant, God bless, y'all know 7 ounces of shrimp is like death by shrimp. I was piling it on my mom's plate the other day, and it was like small shrimp. It was like 52 small shrimp. No joke. No joke. That if you order shrimp at a restaurant, you get like 5. You're going to be short on your protein. So make sure you're getting all your protein in, and make sure you're getting the right amount of vegetables. Death by shrimp. I'm seeing Cindy's comment. That's what I call it, death by shrimp. But the vegetables, we tend to overestimate them because they're good for us. And we are like, oh, it's vegetables. This program works because it's scientific. It is the right amount. It's the portion of vegetables and the protein that you need. So we tend to, over time, overestimate our vegetables, and then we get kicked out of fat burn. 99.9999999% of my clients who say that they've plateaued, it's because they quit weighing and measuring their lean and green meal. They start eyeballing it, they start drizzling a little dressing on, throwing a few nuts, splitting their lean and green, putting a little hack on this fueling, and we call that the 5-in-1-ish. So it's the 5-in-1 with a lot of ishing. And that's going to get you very modified results. But what I see happen often is they kicks them out of fat burn. And then the scale, they're hungry again, they're having cravings, and then the scale doesn't move, and then you go, never mind, this program doesn't work. But I guarantee you, if you follow the program, it will work. You will get to your goal weight. I was talking to a client recently. The scale didn't move for 2 weeks, and she was doing everything right. And I said, how's your sleep? She said, it's not good. It's been very stressful. And I'm like, your body needs sleep. Sure enough, this past weekend, she was able to get a really good night of sleep. She woke up, she was 6 pounds down. But she was still in fat burn, so she knew she felt good. It's just her body wasn't releasing the fat. Just know that if you stay the course, you'll feel really good, and the scale will show up. Often it's the inches that show up when the scale doesn't, or vice versa. So continue to weigh and measure everything. That extra little step will protect the fat burn. Matt and Meredith also talked about staying connected to their coach. That's me, yay. Stay connected to your coach, you guys. And I don't know if you know that your coach has a coach, and that coach has a coach. So you have a mentorship team, and we're all here to support you. We all want to make sure you're successful. So you have plenty of resources available to you, but stay connected to your coach. They have tips and tricks. They have been in your shoes, or they're in your shoes with you. Maybe you all are doing it together. I know we talked to a couple of you that are starting to coach, and you're just week 1 or week 2 on program, which is awesome. So much better. We're better together. I am thankful to my clients because they hold me accountable, and they're thankful to me because I hold them accountable. It is a win-win situation. Stay connected to your coach. They can direct you. When you ghost your coach, we know what's happening. We know it, because let me tell you, when a client is on program, they cannot wait to tell you what their non-scale victories are and their scale victories are each week. When someone is quiet, we tend to think, okay, something's going on here. And that's when you need the most, and we're usually right. That's when you need your coach the most if something is going on, okay? There's tips and tricks and ideas and support available to you. Use your client support page. There's a dining out guide in there. There's the all-in-one healthy eating guide. There's a search bar. And I want to make sure you all know these things are available to you because these are ways to help you be successful. The dining out guide tells you kind of what to order at, more of the chain restaurants, but it'll give you an idea if you're going to a local restaurant, what you could order at Chili's is the same thing you could order at a local restaurant in terms of a grilled chicken with some steamed veggies and those sorts of things. But use your client support page. There is intentionality to that community. And I don't know about you, but I had tried a lot of things prior to this program. And for those of you that haven't struggled with your weight, and maybe COVID was the first time you have, kudos to you. But let me tell you, I have struggled for 20 plus years, and I had tried all the things. And I knew that when my coach posted her success and I saw her journey, I knew if she could do it, I could do it. And then when I saw the client support page and I saw thousands of people having success, I knew I could do it. And there is intentionality to that community. Take advantage of it. Be a part of the community. It's hard to say what my favorite thing about program is because I love it all. I mean, it worked. I felt amazing, changed my life. I love the community. I love how we pay it forward with each other. But my favorite when I was in the weight loss phase was absolutely, and it still is, the community. And there's a reason the recipes are there so that we drive you to there so you can see what's possible. You see the inspiration, the motivation, the education, the tips, the tricks. You see other people, my favorite, the non-scale victories. So encourage, and I also was talking to someone today and she said, I love the community because people strangers encouraging each other. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's my favorite thing. And Lord knows we need it right now in our world. We need a group of people focused on health and hope. And that's what we have there. So, I always say it's not all rainbows and butterflies. There is baggage, emotional and physical baggage that is a part of this journey. And when you take away what a lot of us use to comfort ourselves, you kind of leave us raw and exposed. And that community, people share their heart, and you'll see strangers coming alongside and encouraging them. Stay connected to that community. You don't know if you can encourage someone, it could just really help them, and someone can encourage you. So be a part of the community and take advantage of it. The next thing I want to talk about is the book and the workbook, the Habits of Health book and workbook. These, I know they're intimidating. This handsome fella here is my friend. They're intimidating. They're big. They're bulky. Don't let them just be a door stopper. There is so much information in here. The book is designed for you in all stages of your health journey. So from weight loss through transition, through living in optimal health, the science and psychology behind how you gain weight, how you lose it, and how you keep it off. It's all right there, and there's great resources in this book. So definitely use it. The life book is so important. This is not my life book. This is an extra copy. Mine is like beat up and all sticky noted and highlighted. The life book is designed to be done over a year. There's 26 micro habits of health, each one designed to be done over a 2-week period. So you can take your time going through it and figure out what areas you need to work on. I know it's a big book, but it's designed to be done in really small increments. That's Dr. A's philosophy, and it works. Takes things in small macro habits, just create small changes over time. And that's how we get to lasting success, not just for losing the weight, but for keeping it off. You are in a training right now for the marathon. The marathon is keeping your weight off, okay? And this book is so important to that. And then the last thing I want to share is just to share your journey loud and proud. You do not know who you can inspire by talking about it. A lot of times when we're losing weight, the first thing people say isn't, are you losing weight? It's usually, your hair looks really pretty, or are those new glasses? Or, gosh, that shirt looks great on you. Is it new? And you'd be like, no, I'm down 12 pounds. No, I'm down 10 pounds. I've lost 6 inches. I've got more energy. Let them know what you're doing. And direct them to your health coach. Let them know it's a customized plan based off of their health and their goals. And you can direct them to someone if it's for them or someone they know. But you're here, and I would say that thousands and thousands and thousands of people have had success because someone else paid it forward. I am here because someone paid it forward for me. And I felt like it was my obligation to pay it forward to my friends and family. And I can't even tell you what a journey it's been. In just some of the people that I've been able to help as a coach. My 7-year-old niece, she's 9 now, but she was 7 at the time, lost 23 pounds on program and got off of insulin. And I could cry talking about that. My friend, his son, lost 115 pounds. He was 15 years old. He is off the couch. He is playing sports. He's no longer depressed. It is life-changing. So don't hold this gift back. Share it loud and proud. Right now we're doing something called a shout out with your coach. Just post a non-scale victory and thank your coach for sharing this program with you and tag them in it. And you have no idea the people in your life that can be inspired by that. So don't underestimate the power that you have to change a life by sharing it loud and proud. So those are some of my favorite tips, and I hope that you've enjoyed them and taken something away. Drink your water, protect the burn, share it loud and proud, get connected to the community, to your coach, and use the Habits of Health book and workbook. All right? Have a wonderful evening. If you'd like to stay with us, we're heading on over to our coach call right now. It's the same Zoom if you want to listen in and see what that's all about. We'd love to have you. We're just going to log back out, log back in for the coach call. Thank you all so much for joining us. Have a great week.